It is the night after Judgment Day tonight. Ric Flair goes one-on-one. Woo! With Triple H. Will he become a 17-time world champion? Will Triple H continue to bury people? Will Austin figure out who ran over Goldberg? And we've got another edition of the highlight reel. Welcome back to Fog Wrestling. It's May 19th. Kane's scared of that day. I'm not scared of May 19th in 2003. If it was 2025, I'd be petrified of watching wrestling. But it's a good year. It's ruthless aggression. And we begin with Stone Cold Steve Austin. He comes out, talks about Bischoff. He's not here tonight. He's feeling hangover. What? Then Triple H interrupts him. Triple H comes out, does the entrance, goes to spit. Get in the ring. Basically buries Triple H's entrance, and I'm all for it, man.
No water tonight.
Yeah, just great. But
Because
then...
we in Africa. Da-na-na-na-na,
Waka, waka,
There's
Aye.
no water in Africa. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
But there's beer in wherever we are tonight because Austin's drinking it. Triple H says that Austin's drunk with power. Isn't Triple H the guy that's drunk with power, man? The amount of weight this guy's got on everybody. Burying people left, right, and fucking centre.
Come on, Triple H. Who are you trying to kid here?
Are you trying to kid? Austin says, you know what? I'm generous. You can pick the world champion you have to defend that belt against tonight, despite your bad back. He looks around. He's like, oh, it could be Michaels.
Well, to be fair, Austin named 4, and Ric Flair wasn't one of them.
He wasn't, but he said it could have been any champion. I mean, I guess you could have factored in Booker T, Goldberg. Hell, even Vince McMahon was a former WWE champion. Well, world champion anyway. I mean, WCW was Goldberg and Booker T, but who's counting? But then he picks Flair, and oh, look, Triple H got one over on Austin, and you know what? I thought Austin kind of came out of this looking like a dickhead, didn't he?
Aye. Triple H outsmarted him, and Austin's left there thinking, oh, for fuck's sake.
He's sitting there with beard dripping down his goatee like he's on fucking double one. Anyway, it's the Dudley Boys versus 3-minute warning. The Dudley Boys win this match that lasted about 5 minutes. And then Rico basically cuts ties with 3-minute warning. Is this them done? It looks like it.
Aye, 3-minute warning, I think, are gone. Rico walks out, he's had enough. When a jobber has had enough of the other 2 people jobbing out, then you know it's...
But see, this tells me everything you need to know. 3-minute warning at this stage have lasted about 9 months. And yet are edged into like Ruthless aggression history. Aren't they?
Would it even be 9 months?
Well, it might not even be 9 months, but my point is, it's way less than a year. And it's like, these guys made an impact in the Ruthless aggression like nobody today can even dream of making, in terms of even top people. I mean, see the 3-minute warning thing for Bischoff? That's like an iconic moment. Oh, I've got about 3 minutes. People remember that. What do people remember today? Even though they're 2 fat jobber Samoans, these 2 guys, to me, are better than the fucking Usos.
9 months today, you're lucky you have 2 matches and a promo.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But Rico, what's he going to do next? I don't know. Eric Bischoff, though, Austin said he wouldn't be here tonight, but he is here. He's still very hungover. Austin's like, well, you know what? The best way of getting over a hangover is drinking more beer. So he gives him another drink, and Bischoff pukes over his poster one more time. Kevin Nash then confronts Austin. Austin's like, you know what? Don't you worry, big sexy, because whoever wins tonight will be taking you on at Bare Blood. Presented by Stone Cold Steve Austin. So I wonder what tricks he's got up his sleeves for that. Flair confronts Triple H, says, I'm grateful for the chance tonight. But Triple H's like, well, you're missing the point. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. The whole reason is why I did this is because, well, you can go out there, we can badmouth each other, do this and do that, but you're going to lie down for me because I'm the game, we're Evolution, and I'll be the finger poke of doom 2.0. I mean, is Flair not a bit retarded for not clicking onto this straight away? 30th player in the game?
You'd think so. I mean, obviously, yeah, come on, Nature Boy. Triple H didn't pick you because he wants to have a good contest tonight where he's injured and he could maybe lose his title. He picked you because he thinks that it's going to be an easy title defense and that he's going to basically pin your shoulders while you lay down for him. But Ric Flair seems to think he's going to become a 17-time world champion. Woo!
Woo! Moving on for Ric Flair to the highlight reel. I tell you what, they used to do talk shows like there was no tomorrow. Compare highlight reel, compare Piper's Pit to Miz TV, by God, or what was that, a moment of bliss? Jesus Christ almighty. Talk shows. Here, I think we haven't got one in ages in WWE. I mean, what was Edge's called?
The Cutting Edge.
The Cutting Edge, Carlitos Cabana, all that. Ruthless Aggression
The
did it
MVP Lounge.
Aye. Just cool sounding. A moment of bliss is pish. Let's just state that right here, right now. But Anyway, the Geratron 5000. It's a plasma TV for its very own video packages.
What do you think's the worst one of all? You know what? I think just because of how overused it was and how long it actually went on, I've got to go with Miz TV. Now, I would totally accept that Miz TV had higher peaks than some like moments of bliss, but do you not think it got to the point where Miz TV was on like every other week?
It was just an excuse to get somebody out there to cut a promo. It was tragic, it really was. But Jericho, he calls out Christian. Christian comes out with a new look.
Christian with the short hair.
Why is Christian coming out with short hair? I feel like a bigger moment in wrestling history than any like the last 5 WrestleManias.
Because it fucking is. Christian's coming out looking like a boss, and this is a guy that, you know, I think could have been a world champion in WWE during the good times.
Should have been.
But he decided TNA was the...
Yeah, but you know what he should have did, right? He should have went to the fucking gym.
Aye.
He should have went to Vince. You know what, Vince, right? How about I take 2 months off and I'll be in the gym every day, 7 days a week, 24 hours, man. And I'm going to try and get jacked.
I mean, he's not going to grow in height, but putting a bit of muscle on...
He doesn't need height. You know, Christian is like the same height as Jericho. Oh yeah, well he's bigger, then he doesn't need height.
Sorry?
I mean, I just don't... Jericho, Christian's a good height. It's the fucking arms, man. The arms are non-existent.
Noodle arms.
Noodle arms and Didio. We think Jericho's going to batter Christian. He doesn't. He's like, well, it's exactly what I would have done. And then they hug and they're all loving life. And then Rob Van Dam comes out. He's like, hey guys, that new catchphrase is a little bit weak. Rob Van Dam wants a title match tonight, but it's not happening. Kane then comes out. And then what happens is Bischoff comes out and says, well, you know what, was it Austin or Bischoff? I think it was actually Austin. Austin comes out. Austin, yeah. How about we get a tag team match here, even though Christian fucking robbed Booker T of the title match at Judgment Day. I'm going to rob Van Dam and Kane and put them in a tag match here. I mean, Van Dam wants an IC title match, right? Kane's out there to back up his buddy. Booker T got fucked by Christian, right? And somehow Christian and Jericho, who are the heels, have landed a tag match against Van Dam and Kane. Can't help but feel Austin has had the wool pulled over his eyes tonight. It looks like he's out to favour the heels for whatever fucking reason. I don't understand it. But anyway, this was a good match. It's Rob Van Dam and Kane versus Vitamin C. Apparently that's what they're going by. The Raw tag titles are on the line. This was a good match. It lasted quite a long time. There was shenanigans, good spots, low blows, DDTs, Booker T's, everything, you name it, coming out. This is the Raw mid-card in 2003. Phenomenal. Couldn't ask for a fucking better mid-card in my opinion.
Yeah, and then you look at who you have the mid-card now, like, holy shit.
See, when your mid-card is 4 bona fide Hall of Famers, you know you're doing a good job. And obviously Christian, from a solo point of view, you're going to... Oh, he's not a Hall of... Fucking edging Christian alone for me gets Christian in. I don't give 2 shits what anybody says. Christian's in. I'm not having anybody have any slander about Christian.
Put him in the Hall of Fame for his theme song alone.
Exactly, guys. But yeah, Booker T comes out. And King's like putting over the fact that Booker T's a criminal and that the only robberies that went down are related to Booker T and not Christian, which I thought was pretty funny. But anyway, you wouldn't get that now, would you?
Good job he didn't say that shit when Feather Long was it.
What you talking about, white boy? White boy. Anyway, we'll see what happens at Bad Blood. Shawn Michaels, he goes in and he gives Flair a pep talk. He's almost crying here. It's a bit fucking weird.
Flair, I believe in you. You can still do it. You can still be the nature boy. You can turn back time and become 17-time champion. Flair's believing it. Michaels is believing it. The waterworks are turned up to the max.
But yeah, Flair looks like he's going to go against Triple H's wishes and go toe-to-toe with him. Teddy Long's out there. He says, let me tell you something, player. I don't see anything but white bigots in the audience. So you know what? I'm going to issue a challenge, player, for my boy Rodney. Take on one of the more established white boys in the back. And then that's when Spike Dudley appears. I would describe Spike Dudley as one of the more established white boys in the back. I mean, it's not quite fucking Austin coming out, is it? Like, you know?
I think I would have brought an end to the white boy challenge pretty quickly if Austin came out.
But you know what? This was fucking great. There's no obviously Teddy Long joins commentary. The minutes are ticking down, and Rodney can't put Spike away. The sweat is pissing off Teddy Long's head.
And he brought up what I brought up last week. He's like, if you guys gave me a smaller chair. I said like
Always keeping the black man down, player.
because last week he looked fucking tiny. For some reason, he was sitting on like a toddler chair. But he never mentioned it last week. But this week he brought it up. It was like, you guys, you give me a tiny chair. Little chair.
Little chair. But
Black man chair.
He whips out the blackout. And then essentially Spike, who hung on for
The
about a
white he
minute.
blacked out in the blackout.
Aye, I tell you what though, he could have just hung on for an extra second. But I mean, this was good, and I thought it was. Well, I say good. I actually thought it was great. But where's Rodney Mack going after not being able to tap out Spike Dudley after a minute?
I think that I don't know. I think you could have had Spike certainly get a lot more offense in. But I don't know if Spike should have took it down to 4 minutes and 59 seconds because
at least if he ran away, but I mean he literally just held his own in a submission.
yeah, but it's like now anybody who's a step up for Spike Dudley, you would expect to win the White Boy Challenge now.
No, I would agree with that. Absolutely.
It's like how many more people now can Rodney Mack realistically beat in this White Boy Challenge? Because if Spike took it right to 4:59. Then you got to assume that most people on the roster will be able to stay 5 minutes.
Yep. But then we cut to Austin. He gets a megaphone. He's like, "I'll get you some female entertainment, Bischoff." Out comes Mueller and Mae Young. I feel like this has been done a million times at this point, but you know what? It's funny at the end of the
they're
day.
always good for a wee spot, aren't they?
Very cheap pop, brother. El Alves don't take on Test and Steiner. I mean, what is there really to say? I feel like this feud is getting a wee bit old. Stacey's going to manage them both separately now because they both get in each other's way. I'm fed up. La resistance.
Yeah, the two matches against La Resistance have not been great. Like,
no, they've not been. We cut to WWE.com. They put up a poll about the most likely suspects about who ran over Goldberg. The Rock won at 29%. Jericho and Bischoff were quite high as well. A few other options in there like Van Damme that were never really going to be a chance. But Lance Storm was one of the options. So he gets interviewed first by Austin. And he caves. I think this was the wrong way of going about this. I think you had an opportunity here for Austin to interview like 2 or 3 or 4 people, right, and get different segments across the night. But what happens is Lance Storm just fucking cracks immediately, and Austin's like slapping the fucking light bulb of it. You're boring. What? You're a boring bastard. What? And then he's like, yeah, it was me. I was working with someone, but I'm not going to tell you who, kind of thing. I don't know. I think we could have got a good couple of segments at this. Do you agree?
no, I do, but I mean, it was one and done. But it kind of gave me Austin Alliance vibes.
It did. And Austin Alliance 5 is severely underrated. Triple H plugs Blassie's book while trying to hype up Flair. Flair then's like, oh, whoa! Pissing Finneker and Philly here. I'm ready to kick your ass. And then he like chops Triple H as he leaves. So we'll see how it goes, right? Who's going to win that? We'll have to wait and see. Goldberg versus Lance Storm. Goldberg kills him after a minute. And it turns out that Jericho was the guy behind it all. He's the mastermind. Don't know, it just feels a bit weird, doesn't it?
Aye, so Goldberg batters Storm, gets the answer out of him that it's Jericho, and then we cut to Jericho in the back, getting out of there in his car, not hanging around any longer. But he says next week he'll have Goldberg on Talk is Jericho.
Which, I tell you what.
We're not Talk is Jericho.
I was going to say, highlight reel, that's the one.
Talk is Jericho.
But I mean, talk about making each edition feel better than the last one. And that's what the masterful job he did back in the day. Yeah. Anyway,
it's not just the fact that Goldberg is the guest, it's the fact that Jericho ran down Goldberg.
Absolutely right. Well, I tell you what, we have got our main event. Triple H versus Ric Flair. It lasted about 7.5 minutes. I actually thought this was easily one of Ric Flair's best matches since returning to WWE. I think the fact that it was short definitely helped him. But I'm thinking at this point, folks, what is left of Evolution? Evolution at this point... No, honestly, I think there's a case, right, on this May 19th, tell me if you agree or not, in 2003, the Evolution has flopped way more than the return of the NWO.
100%, but...
Obviously, we know.
With hindsight, we know that Evolution goes on to be fucking great, whereas the NWO kind of just faded out. But yeah, I mean, at this point in time, no, due to no fault of their own, but Evolution looks like it's done. Evolution looks like the biggest flop of all time. I mean, Evolution at this point is kind of on the same spectrum as like the Union.
Aye, that's what it feels like. The Union lasted a couple of weeks.
That's kind of what Evolution feels like.
But Triple H cheats here, he wins. And then essentially what happens is, you're going to get Kevin Nash against Triple H again. It's like what? So Nash is out there. Triple H runs away. Austin then confronts Triple H on the ramp. He's like, "It's bad blood. What? It's gotta be Nash. What? Versus Triple. What? H. What? World. What? Title. What? Hell in a Cell." And 411mania.com says, apparently adding a cage around the ring will miraculously heal Nash's legs. Obviously a wee bit of sarcasm in there. I'm not convinced it will heal his legs, brother. But I don't recall too much of the Kevin Nash Triple H Hell in a Cell. I remember watching the promo for it a couple of years ago, and literally, the feud is built up between Triple H and Mick Foley, because Foley's a special guest. Now, I'm looking forward to Foley being the special guest referee, but I agree, man. See the Triple H Nash feud. It doesn't need to happen anymore.
No, and see when you've got like big speciality like themed matches like TLCs or Hell in a Cells. See when you can't really recall a particular one. I think that's a sign that it wasn't that good. Because just like the Guerrero and Tajiri World Greatest Tag Team match, like we couldn't really recall that. We didn't even know if there was proof that happened. And lo and behold, the match wasn't that good. And like you said, you think of all the promo packages that they put together, Hell in a Cell matches, I just don't really recall Nash, Triple H standing out. Can't really recall many great moments.
And I'll make a prediction,
right? It could prove us wrong. I think with Foley in there.
Yeah, see where any of the good moments, it's going to come with Mick Foley.
I think Nash will be falling off the top of the fucking structure. Like.
No, his arse might fold. Anyway, that was it for Raw. Probably one of the worst Raws in a while. Some good stuff. I thought Austin carried things. Thought Teddy Long was good. But good main event. But
Foley was probably the best part of the Taker Edge Hell in a Cell, and he wasn't even in the match.
Aye, so
it's just the build up. Like,
I'll give you
I thought it was. I honestly, I thought it was a pretty poor Raw. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10.
I'll agree with a 5. I think
tag team match was pretty good.
We always hear about the word fatigue getting fired around. I think at this point I'm beginning to feel Triple H fatigue. And you want to know why I'm beginning to feel Triple H fatigue? I feel like when Evolution comes back, and it's the 4 of them, it's going to feel fresh and up. I just believe with 4 guys running a show, it's better. Because if Triple H is dominating, I can almost accept it because it's elevating Orton and it's elevating Batista as well. But at this point, Evolution feels dead and it just feels like Triple H is fucking just dominating, burying everybody left, right and centre. It's not the correct decision for me. Honestly, to think this guy's holding on to the belt, The Unforgiven, which is in September, and we're in May, that fucking petrifies me. You can see why they call this the Reign of Terror.
Absolutely.
Anyway, what is it? 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. Peace.